레위기 4장, Leviticus chapter 4. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, when anyone sins unintentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, if the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, he must bring to the Lord a young bull without defect as a sin offering for the sin he has committed. He is to present the bull at the entrance to the tent of meeting before the Lord. He is to lay his hand on its head and slaughter it before the Lord. Then the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and carry it into the tent of meeting. He is to dip the fingers into the blood and sprinkle some of it 7 times before the Lord, in front of the curtain of the sanctuary. The priest shall then put some of the blood on the horns of the altars of fragrant incense that is before the Lord is in tent of meeting. The rest of the bull's blood he shall pour out at the base of the altars of burnt offering at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He shall remove all the fat from the bull of the sin offering, the fat that covers the inner parts or is connected to them, both kidneys with the fat on them near the loins, and the covering of the liver, which he will remove with the kidney, just as fat is removed from the ox sacrificed as a fellowship offering. Then the priest shall burn them on the altars of a burnt offering. But the hide of the bulls and all its flesh, as well as the head and the legs, the inner part and the offer, that is all the rest of the bulls, he must take outside the camp to the places ceremonially clean, where the ashes are thrown, and burn it in wood fire on the ash heap. If the whole Israelite community sins intentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, even though the community is unaware of the matter, they are guilty. When they become aware of the sin they committed, the assembly must bring a young bull as a sin offering and present it before the tent of a meeting. The elders of the community are to lay their hands on the bull's head before the Lord, and the bull shall be slaughtered before the Lord. Then the anointed priest is to take some of the bull's blood into the tent of meeting. He shall dip his fingers into the blood and sprinkles it before the Lord 7 times in front of the curtain. He is to put some of the blood on the horns of the altars that is before the Lord is in tent of the meeting. The rest of the blood of she shall pour out at base of the altars of burnt offering at entrance to the tent of meeting. He shall remove all that is fat from and burnt it on the altars, and do with the bulls just as he did with the bulls for the sin offering. In his way the priest will make atonement for them, and they will be forgiven. Then he shall take the bull outside the camp and burn it as the first bull. This is the sin offering for the community. When a leader sins unintentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the command of the Lord, his God, he is guilty. When he is made aware of the sin he committed, he must bring as his offering a male goat without defect. He his hand on the goat's head and slaughters it, and the place where the burnt offering is slaughtered before the Lord. It is a sin offering. Then the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his fingers, put the horns of the altars of the burnt offering, and pour out of the rest of the blood at the bases of the altars. He shall burn all the fat on the altars as he burned the fat of the fellowship offering. In this way, the priest will make atonement for the man's sin. He will be forgiven. If a member of the community sins unintentionally and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, he is guilty. When he is made aware of the sin he committed, he must bring as his offering for the sin he committed a female goat without defect. He is to lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and slaughters it at the place of the burnt offering. Then the priest is to take some of the blood with his finger and put it on the horns of the altars of burnt offering, and pour out the rest of the blood at the bases of the altar. He shall remove all the fat, just as the fat is removed from the fellowship offering, and the priest shall burn it on the altars as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. In this way, the priest will make atonement for him, and he will be forgiven. If he brings a lamb as his sin offerings, he is bring a female without defect. If he is to lay his hand on the head and slaughter it for a sin offering at the place where the burnt offering is slaughtered. Then the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with the finger and put it on the horns of the altars, the burnt offerings, to pour out the rest of the blood at the bases of the altar. He shall remove an altar just as the fat is removed from the lamb of the fellowship of the king offering. And the priest shall burn it on the altars on the top of the offering made to the Lord by fire. In this way, the priest will make atonement for him for the sin he has committed, and all will be forgiven.